Teachers. Doug, watch out. Once we didn't have numbers on it, but like, yeah, and then there was some back here with the reserves, so I don't know. This is a single one, this is a bit more there. He was.
The name of this play is Our Town. Written by Thornton Wilder, directed by our English teacher, Michelle Jenkins. Name of the town, Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, right on the Massachusetts line. Latitude, 42 degrees, 40 minutes. Longitude, 70 degrees, 37 minutes. First act is a day in our town. Day, May 7th, 1901. Time, just before dawn. Some light coming across our mountain over there. And right there, the morning star. It's always its brightest a minute before it goes away. Don't you think? Well, let's give you the layout of our town. Well, there she is. Here's Main Street right here. A little further over, we got the train depot. Next to the depot, we got the train tracks. Across the tracks, we got Polish Town, where a number of Canuck families and immigrants live. A little further across the tracks, you got the Catholic Church. Back here, we got Congregational Church. Across the street from that, Unitarian. A little ways down here, we've got the Presbyterian Church, and across the street from that is the Methodist. And the Baptist Church is down in the holler by the river. Then we come back here into town, and what we got are a number of storefronts, horse block, and hitching post. Now, in 5 years, we'll see our first automobile. It's going to be owned by our richest citizen, Banker Carter. He lives in that big white house up there on the hill. Well, we come back here, we've got the post office and the town hall combined. The jail's in the basement. Right there on those steps, William Jennings Bryan once gave a speech, he did. And when we come back here, we've got the grocery store and Mr. Morton's drugstore. Everyone in town, just about, puts an eye on those windows at least once a day. Now, down here we got the public school, and a little further down we got the high school. 8:45 mornings, noontime, and 3 in the afternoon, everybody in town can hear yelling and screaming from the schoolyard. And right here, we got our doctor's house, Dr. Gibbs. And right here is his back door. Now, over there we got some scenery, for those of you who feel you need scenery. And right here, we got Mrs. Gibbs' garden. We got corn, peas, beans, heliotrope, and a whole lot of burdock. In those days, our town paper, Grover's Corner Sentinel, come out twice a week. This here is Editor Webb's house. This is Mrs. Webb's garden. It's an awful lot like Mrs. Webb's garden. I'm sorry, this is Mrs. Webb's garden. Awful lot like Miss Gibbs' garden, except for a mess of sunflowers. And right here, well, there's a big old butternut tree. Pretty nice town, you know what I mean? No one ever very remarkable ever came out of it, as far as we know. Well, up there on the hill is a cemetery. Headstones, the earliest they read are 1670, 1680. Grovers, Cartwrights, Gibbses, and Herseys. Same names as here, now. Well, like I said, it's early morning. Not many lights on in town, except over there across the tracks in a cottage where a Polish woman just gave birth to twins. Over here in Joe Kroll's house, where Joe Jr. is getting ready to deliver the paper. And right there down at the train depot where Shorty Hawkins is getting ready to flag down the 545 for Boston. Now, out in the country, life's been on for a while. Folks milking and such. But here in our town, folks like to sleep. Well, coming down Main Street, after that baby case, is Doc Gibbs, and here comes his wife, Miss Gibbs, coming down to make breakfast. Now, Doc died in 1930, naming a new hospital after him. Mrs. Gibbs, she died first, a long time ago. She'd gone out to see her daughter, Rebecca, who just married a insurance salesman out in Canton, Ohio. She died there, pneumonia. They brought her back here. Her body's up there with a whole mess of Gibbses and Herseys. Her name was Julia. Julia Hersey. Yep, that's it. Julia Hersey. Before she married Doc Gibbs in the Congregational Church. In our town, we like to know the facts about everybody. Well, here comes Mrs. Webb coming down to make breakfast. There's Doc, who got called out at 1:30 this morning over to Polish Town. And there's Joe Kroll Jr. delivering the paper.
Oh, morning, Doc Gibbs.
Morning, Joe.
Somebody been sick, Doc?
No, pair of twins over to Polish Town.
Do you want your paper now?
Yes, I'll take it. Anything serious going on in the world since Wednesday?
Yes, sir. My school teacher, Miss Foster, is getting married to a fellow over at Concord.
I declare. How do you boys feel about that?
Well, it's none of my business. But I feel the person who starts out to be teacher, she ought to stay one.
How's your knee, Joe?
Fine, Doc. Never think about it at all. Only like you said, it always tells me when it's going to rain.
What's it telling you today? Going to rain?
No, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Knee ever make a mistake?
No, sir.
Gotta tell you something about that Joe Kroll Jr. Awful bright boy. He graduated head of his class in our high school, earned himself a scholarship to MIT. He graduated head of his class there, too. It was written up in the Boston papers. That Joe, heck of an engineer he was going to be. Then war broke out. He died in France. All that education for nothing. Yeah, Bessie. Ah, here comes Howie Newsom, delivering the milk.
Morning, Doc.
Morning, Howie.
Somebody sick?
No, pair of twins over Mrs. Worslowski's.
Twins, eh? This town's getting bigger every year.
Going to rain, Howie?
No, fine day. That'll burn through. Come on, Bessie.
Hello, Bessie. How old is she, Howie?
Going on 17. Bessie's been mixed up about the route ever since the Lockhart stopped taking their quarter milk. She just wants to live in the court, just the same. Keeps going me the whole trip.
Good morning, Howie.
Morning, Miss Gibb. Doctor's coming down the street.
It seems like you're late today.
Yeah, something went wrong with the separator. Don't know what it was. Doc? Come on, Bessie.
Everything all right, Fred?
Yes, I declare, he's these kittens.
Bacon will be ready in a minute. Coffee's ready when you want it. Think you could catch a couple hours sleep this morning?
Well, Mrs. Wentworth's coming at 11. Guess I'll know what that's about. Her stomach ain't what it ought to be.
I told you won't get more than 3 hours of sleep. Frank kids, I don't know what's going to become of you. I do wish I could get you to go away and get a real rest. I think it would do you some good.
Emily, time to get up. Wally, 7 o'clock.
I declare you've got to speak to George. It seems like something's come over him lately. Can't even get him to cut me some wood.
Is he sassy to you?
No, he just whines. All he thinks about is that baseball.
Hmm.
George, Rebecca, get up and be late for school.
George, look sharp.
Yes, Pa.
Don't you hear your mother calling you? I guess I'll go upstairs and get 40 winks.
Wally, Emily, you'll be late for school. Wally, now you wash yourself good or I'll come up there and do it myself.
Mama, what dress shall I wear?
Oh, don't make a noise. Your husband been out all night and needs his sleep. It's not washing our looking special for you.
But Mom, I hate that dress.
Oh, hush up with you.
Every day I go to school dressed like a sick turkey.
Now, Rebecca, I think you always look very nice.
Mama, George is throwing stupid.
I'll come up and slap the both of you. That's what I'll do.
Well, we got a factory in our town. Hear it? Make blankets. Cartwrights own it. Made them abundant.
George, children know I won't have it. Breakfast is just as good as any other meal, and I won't have you gobbling like wolves. It'll stunt your growth. That's a fact. Put away your book, Wally.
Oh my, I want to know all about Canada by 10 o'clock.
You know the rules as well as I do. No books at the table. As for me, I'd rather have my children healthy than bright.
Well, I'm both, Mama. You know I am. I'm the brightest girl in school for my age. I have a wonderful memory.
Eat your breakfast.
I'm bright too when I'm looking at my stamps.
Well, I'll ask your father about it when he's rested. But it seems to me that 25 cents a week's enough for a boy your age. I declare I don't know where you spend it on.
Mom, I got a lot of things to buy.
Strawberry phosphates, that's what you spend it on.
You know, I don't see how Rebecca comes to have so much money. She's got more than a dollar.
I've been saving it up for
Well,
after.
dear, I think it's a good thing to spend some every now and then.
Mama, you know what I love most in the world, oh, do you? Money.
Breakfast.
It's not. Walk fast. You don't have to run. Wally, pull up your pants at the knee. Stand up straight, Emily.
Tell my sponsor I sent her my best congratulations. You remember that?
Yes, Mom.
You look real nice, Rebecca.
Hi.
Rebecca, I pick up your feet.
Pick this one out for me.
Here, tick, tick, tick. No, go away, you go away. Here, tick, tick, tick. Fight, 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 that's all you do. Here. You don't belong to me. Where'd you come from? Oh, good morning, Myrtle. How's your cold?
I still get that tickling feeling in my throat. I told Charles I didn't know if I'd go to choir practice tonight. Wouldn't be any use.
Well, have you tried singing over your voice?
Yes, but somehow I can't manage to do that and stay on key. While I'm resting myself, I thought I'd string some of these beans.
Oh, let me help you. Beans will be good this year.
I've decided to put up 40 boards if it kills me. The children say they hate them, but somehow they still manage to get them down all winter.
Now, Myrtle, I've got to tell you something because if I don't tell somebody, I'll burst.
Why, Julia, yes.
Here, give me some more of those beans. Myrtle, did one of those second-hand furniture men from Boston come to see you last Friday?
No.
He called on me. At first, I thought he was impatient, wanting to see Dr. Gibbs, but he weaseled his way into my parlor and he offered me $350 for grandmother Whitman's Broadway as I'm sitting here.
Why, Julia, yes.
He did that old thing. Well, I was so big I almost gave it to Cousin Esther Wilcox.
Well, you're going to take it, aren't you?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know? $350? What's come over you?
Well, if I could get the doctor to take it and go away someplace on a real rest, I'd sell like that. You know, Myrtle, it's always been the dream of my life to see Paris, France. Oh, it sounds crazy, I suppose, but I've been promising myself all these years if we ever got the chance.
What does the doctor think about it?
Well, I did beat about the bush a little and say if I got a legacy, that's the way I put it, I'd make him take me somewhere.
Mm-hmm. What did he say?
You know how he was. I hadn't heard a serious word out of him since I'd known him. No, he said it might make him discontented with Grover's Corners to go traipsing about Europe. Better let one off alone, he says. You know, every year we make a trip out to the battlefields of the Civil War, and he says, that's enough of a treat for anybody.
Well, Mr. Webb just admires the way Dr. Gibbs knows everything about the Civil War. Mr. Webb has in mind to give up Napoleon and move over to the Civil War. Only Dr. Gibbs, being one of the greatest experts in the country, just makes him despair.
Well, it's a fact. Dr. Gibbs is never so happy as when he's at Antietam or Gettysburg. The times I've walked those hills, Myrtle Webb, walking, traipsing around every bush as if we were going to buy it.
Well, if that second-hand man's really serious about buying it, Julia, then you sell it. You'll get to see Paris, all right? Just keep dropping hints from time to time. So I got to see the Atlantic Ocean, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry I mentioned it. It just seems to me that once in your life, before you die, you want to see a country, but they don't talk English. They don't even want to.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Now, folks, we're going to move ahead a few hours. But before we do that, I figure you need some scientific background, a little more history about our town. So I have brought Professor Willard of our state university. Professor Willard's Professor Willard here. May I present to you Professor Willard of our state university. Now, Professor, a few brief notes, if you will. Our time is limited.
Grover's Corners, let me see. Grover's Corners lies in an old Pliocene granite of the Appalachian Range. I may say, it's some of the oldest land in the world, and we're very proud of that. A shelf of Jovanian basalt crosses vestiges of Mesozoic shale and some sandstone outcroppings dating back to 200, 300 million years. Some unique fossils have been found here. About 2 miles away in Silas Peckham's cow pasture, they can be seen at our museum at any time. Well, that is, any reasonable time. Shall I read some of her Scribner's notes on the meteorological situation, precipitation, etc.?
No, Professor, but if you could help out the history manual.
Ah, yes. Archaeological data. Early Amerindian stock. Cotahatchee tribes. No evidence before the 17th century of this era have entirely disappeared. Migration toward the end of the 10th century of the English brought these fellows to light stock for the most part. Since then, some Slav and Mediterranean.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Could you tell us a little bit about the population?
The population at the moment is 2,640.
Oh, Professor, remember.
Oh, yes, I forgot. The population at the moment is 2,442. And the postal district brings in 507 more, bringing the total to 3,149. Mortality and birth rates constant by McPherson's gauge, 6.032.
Well, thank you, Professor. Thank you very much. Much obliged.
Not at all, sir, not at all.
Now for our social and political background, Editor Webb.
He'll be here in a minute. He just cut his hand while he was eating an apple. Charles, everybody's waiting!
Thank you, Ms. Webb. Editor Webb is the editor and publisher of our paper, don't you know, the Grover's Corner Sentinel.
Well, I don't have to tell you, we're here by a board of select men. All males vote at age 21, women vote indirect. We're low middle class, strengthened professional men, 10% of literate laborers. Politically, we're 86% Republican, 6% Democrat, 4% socialist, rest indifferent. Religiously, we're 85% Protestant, 12% Catholic, rest indifferent.
Any commentary, Editor Webb?
Very ordinary time, if you ask me. A little bit of behavior the most, probably a lot dollar. But our young people seem to like it well enough. 90% of them graduating from high school come right here to live, even when they've been away to college.
Does anyone in our audience have any questions about our town for Mr. Webb?
Oh, yes. Is there much drinking in Grover's Quarters?
Well, ma'am, I don't know what you call it much. Saturday nights, the farmhands meet down there at Reno Stable. Harvest Sun. We've got one or two town drums. They're always having remorses every time the evangelist comes to town. No, ma'am, I'd say liquor ain't regular thing in the home here, except for the medicine chest. Right good for a snake bite, you know. Always was.
Is no one in town aware of...
Could you come a little closer? Could you repeat that so the folks could hear?
Is no one in town aware of the social injustice or industrial inequality in Grover's Corner?
Oh, yes. Everybody's something terrible. Seems all they talk about is who's rich and who's poor.
Then why doesn't anyone do anything about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess you're on hunt like everybody else, that the diligent and sensible can rise to the top and the lazy and quarrelsome can sink to the bottom. But it ain't hard to find. Meanwhile, we help those that can't help themselves, and those that can, we leave alone. Are there any other questions?
Oh, Mr. Webb, is there any culture or love of beauty in Grover's Corners?
Well, ma'am, there ain't much. Not in the sense that you mean. Come to think of it, there's some girls who play piano at high school commencement. They ain't happy about it. No, ma'am, there ain't much culture. Maybe this is the place to tell you we've got many pleasures of the kind here. We like seeing the sun come up over the mountain in the morning. We pay a good deal about the birds. We pay a lot of attention to them. And the change of the seasons. Yes, everybody knows about that. Those other things, you're right, man, there ain't much. Robinson Crusoe and the Bible and Handel's Law. Everybody knows about that. And Whistler's mother. That's just about as far as we go.
So I thought. Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Webb. As we come back into town, it's early afternoon. All 2,462 have had their dinner. Dishes have been washed. There's a quiet buzzing and humming coming from the school building. Over on Main Street, there's a few buggies. And horses are asleep at the hitching post. You remember how it was. You know, over in Doc Gibbs' office, he's tapping on folks and getting them to say, ah. And over there, Mr. Webb's mowing his lawn. You know, 1 in 10 folks think it's a privilege to mow their lawn. Well, it's later than I thought. School children coming down Main Street.
Goodbye. You can't go with us. Oh, no, I gotta go home.
See you later.
What simply? Who do you think you are today?
Oh, Papa, you're terrible. One minute you tell me to stand up straight, and the next minute you call me names. I just don't listen to you.
Golly, I've never been kissed by such a great lady before.
Hello, Emily.
Hello.
You gave a fine speech in class today.
Well, I was really ready to make a speech about the Monroe Doctrine, but at the last minute, Mr. Corcoran made me talk about the Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time ago with him.
Gee, it's funny, Emily. From my window over there, I can just see your head down when you're doing your homework over in your room.
Can you?
You certainly do stick to it. I just don't know you can sit still that long. You must really like school.
I do feel it's something I have to go through.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, really. It passes the time.
Emily, what do you think? We might work out a kind of telegraph from your window to mine, and maybe once in a while you could kind of give me a kind of hint or two about those algebra problems. I don't need answers, of course not, Emily. Just maybe some hint.
I can hints are allowed. So, Jordan, you can step you. Listen to me. I'll give you some hints.
Gee, Emily, you're just naturally bright, I guess.
Maybe it's just a way of things born.
Yeah, but you see, I want to be a farmer. And my Uncle Luke says whenever I'm ready, I can just come over and work on his farm. And if I'm any good, I can just gradually have it all.
You mean a house and everything?
Yeah. Well, I better be headed out to the baseball field. Thanks for the talk. Good afternoon, Mrs. Webb.
Good afternoon, George.
So long, Emily.
So long, George.
Emily, come help me string these beans for winter. My, George Gibbs certainly let himself have a real conversation. Why, he's growing up. How old might George be?
I don't know.
Let's see. He must be almost 16.
Mama, I made a speech in class today, and that was very good.
You must recite it to your father at supper. What was it about?
The Louisiana Purchase. It was like soak off of school. I'm going to make speeches all my life. Mama, are these big enough?
Try to get them a little bigger if you can.
Will you answer me a question? Serious?
Seriously, you're not serious.
Seriously, will you?
Of course I will.
Mama, am I good looking?
Yes, of course you are. All my children have good features. Be ashamed if they hadn't.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is, am I pretty?
I've already told you, yes. You have a nice, young, pretty face. Never heard of such foolishness.
Mama, you never tell us the truth about anything.
I am telling you the truth.
Well, were you pretty?
Yes, I was, if I do say it. I was the prettiest girl in town. Next to Mamie Cartwright.
But you've got to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get anybody, get people interested in me?
Emily, you make me tired. Now stop it. You're pretty enough for all normal purposes. Come along now, bring up all of you.
Oh, Mama, you're no help at all.
Thank you, ladies. That'll do. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Mrs. Webb. Now, folks, I'm going to interrupt here because we got some more information for you. See, the Cartwright interest have decided to build a new bank. They brought the marble in from Vermont, so to say. But they asked a friend of mine what they ought to put in the cornerstone so that people 1,000 years from now can dig it up. So we're going to put the New York Times in it and Mr. Webb's Sentinel. See, we're kind of excited about that because there's some scientific fellas that, well, they got this glue, this silicate glue, and you can paint it on the words so that folks 1,000 years from now can read about it. Then we'll put the Bible in it, U.S. Constitution, Shakespeare's works. What do you know, folks? What do you think? You know, in Babylon, there were over 2 million people. All we know about them is a line of kings and, well, the wheat contracts and some slave contracts. But you know, folks used to sit down to dinner. Fathers come home from work and smoke went up the chimney, just like here. But we don't know much about real life there. seems that even in places like Greece and Rome, we can't figure anything out except what we piece together from their hokey poems and their comedies they wrote for the theater. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a copy of this play in that cornerstone so that folks 1,000 years from now will know a little bit about us. You know what I mean? More than the Lindbergh Flight or the Treaty of Versailles, folks will know about the way we were in the region north of New York in the beginning of the 20th century. Folks will know the way we were, how we're in our growing up, and in our marrying, and in our living, and in our dying. Well, it's a lot later in town. Congregational church, we got the choir practicing, children at home doing their schoolwork. Days winding down like a tired old clock.
Look here, everybody. Music come into the world to give pleasure.
Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love.
Softer. Get it out of your head that music is only good when it's loud. Leave the loudness to the Methodists. You can do it if you wanted to. Now again, altos.
Hello.
Hello.
I can't look at all. The moonlight's so terrible.
Emily, did you get the third problem?
Which?
The third.
Why, yes, George. That's the easiest of them all.
I didn't see it, Emily. Could you give me a hint?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The answer's in yards.
In yards? How do you mean?
In square yards.
In square yards?
George, don't you see it?
Yeah.
In square yards of wallpaper.
Wallpaper. Oh, I see it. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. My, isn't the moonlight terrible? Choir practice going on. I think if you hold your breath, you can hear the train all the way to Contico. Hear it?
Huh. What do you know?
Well, I guess I better go and try to work.
Good night, Emily.
Good night, George.
Now before I forget, how many of you were able to come in on Tuesday afternoon and sing for Fred Hersey's wedding? Show me your hands. That'll be fine. That'll be right next. We'll do the same thing that we did for Mrs. Trowbridge's last month. Now right now, let's do Art Thou Wary, Art Thou Languid. It's a question, ladies. Make it talk. Ready?
Art thou weary, art thou languid, art thou sore distressed? Come to me, saith one, and coming be at rest.
George, can you come down here?
Oh, yes, Pa. Make yourself comfortable. I'll only keep you a minute. George, how old are you?
I'm 16, almost 17.
What do you want to do after school's over?
Well, you know, Pa. I want to be a farmer on Uncle Luke's farm.
You'll be willing, will you, to get up early and milk and feed the stock and hoe and hay all day?
Of course I will. What do you mean, Pa?
Well, George, when I was in my office the other day, I heard a funny sound. And do you want to know what it was? It was your mother chopping wood. There you have your mother, getting up early, cooking meals, washing and ironing the clothes, and she still has to go out in the backyard and chop wood. I suppose she just got tired of asking you, she just decided it'd be easier to do it herself. And you eat the meals she cooks for you, and you wear the clothes she keeps nice for you. And you go and run off and play baseball, like she's some hired girl we keep around the house, but that we don't like very much. Well, I knew all I had to do was bring your attention to it. Here's a handkerchief. George, I've decided to raise your spending money 25 cents a week, not for chopping wood for your mother, because that's a present you give her, but because you're getting older, and I suppose you'll find more things to do with it.
Thanks, Pa.
Let's see. Your payday's tomorrow, you can count on it. Probably Rebecca will feel that she ought to have more too. Wonder where your mother could be. Choir practice never runs this late.
It's only 8:30, Pa.
I don't know why your mother's even in that choir. She hasn't any more voice than an old crow. Traipsing around the streets at this hour of the night. About time you retired, don't you think?
Yes, Pa.
Myrtle Webb, look at that moon, will you? Potato weather for sure.
Now, naturally, I didn't want to say a word about it in front of the others, but now that we're alone, really, it's the worst scandal that ever was in this town.
What?
Simon Simpson.
Now, Luella.
But, Julia, to have the organist of the church drink and drunk year after year. You know he was drunk tonight.
Luella, we all know of Mr. Stinson's troubles, and Doc Ferguson knows too. If Doc Ferguson sees it fit to keep him on year after year, the best we can do is just not to notice it.
Not to notice it? It's getting worse!
No, it isn't, Luella. It's getting better. I've been in that choir twice as long as you have. It doesn't happen near so often. I hate to go to bed on a night like this. I better hurry. The children will be sitting up till all hours. Good night, Luella.
Good night.
Good night. You think you can get home safe, Luella?
It's his brightest day. I can see Mr. Stone scowling out the window now. You think we've been to a dance the way the men folk carry on?
Good night.
Good night.
Well, we had a real good time.
Oh, you were late enough.
Frank didn't leave later than usual.
And you stopping at the choir to gossip with a lot of heads.
Frank, don't be grouchy. Come smell the helium. Isn't that wonderful? What'd you do all this time I was away?
I read as usual. What were the girls gossiping about tonight?
Believe me, Frank, there is something to gossip about.
Simon Simpson, far gone was he?
Worst I've ever seen him. How will that end, Frank? Dr. Ferguson can't forgive him forever.
Well, I guess I know Simon Simpson's affairs better than most people in this town. You know, some people just aren't made for small town life. But I think the best thing we can do is just leave it alone. Come, get in.
No, not yet. Frank, I'm worried about you.
What are you worried about?
Well, I think it's my duty to make plans for you to go away and get a real rest.
And if I get that legacy, well, Frank, I'm going to insist on it.
Julia, there's just no need in bringing this up again.
You're just unreasonable.
Come, Julia, get inside. First thing you know, you'll catch a cold. I gave George a piece of my mind tonight. You'll have your wood chopped for a while now. No. Start getting upstairs.
You know, Mrs. Fairchild always locks her front door at night nowadays. All those people at that part of town do.
They're all citified. That's the trouble with them. They have nothing fit to burgle and everyone knows it.
Get out, Rebecca. There's only room for one of us at this window. You're always ruining everything.
Well, let me look just a minute.
Use your own window.
I did, but there's no moon there. George, you want to know what I think? I think maybe the moon's getting nearer and nearer, and soon there will be a big explosion.
Rebecca, you don't know anything. If the moon was getting nearer, the guys that stay up all night looking through their telescopes would tell us about it. And it would be all in the newspapers.
George, is the moon shining on South America, Canada, and half the whole world?
Well, probably is.
9:30 in Grover's Corners. Most of the lights are out in town. There's Constable Warren checking doors on Main Street. Here comes Editor Webb after he's put his newspaper to bed.
Good evening, Bill.
Good evening, what?
Quite a mood.
Yep.
No quiet tonight.
Well, Simon's Jensen's rolling around a little. I saw his wife who not to hunt from, so I looked the other way. Oh, there is that.
Town seems to have settled down for the night pretty well. Guess we better do the same. Yes, town seems to have settled down. Guess we better do the same. Can I walk along the ways with you? Good night.
I don't know how it's going to end, Mr. Webb.
Well, you see, you pack trouble. One thing after another. Oh, Bill, you see my boy smoking a cigarette. Give him a word. Give me a word, will you? Things lodging, Bill.
Well, I don't think he smokes no cigarettes, Mr. Webb. At least weighs no more than 2 or 3 a year.
Oh, no. Good night, Bill.
Good night, Mr. Webb.
Who's that up there? Myrtle, is that you?
No, it's me, Papa.
Why aren't you in bed?
I just can't sleep yet, Papa. The moonlight's so wonderful. And the smell of Mrs. Gibbs's heliotropes. Can you smell it?
Yes. Having any trouble, have you?
Troubles? No.
Enjoy yourself. But don't let your mother catch you. Get out of here.
Good night, Papa.
I never told you about the letter Jane Crawford got from her minister while she was sick. He wrote Jane a letter on the envelope. The address went something like this. It said, Jane Crawford, the Crawford Farm, Grover's Corners, Sutton County, New Hampshire, the United States of America.
What's so funny about that?
But listen, I'm not finished. The United States of America, continent of North America, Western Hemisphere, the Earth, the solar system, the universe, the mind of God. That's what it said on the envelope.
What do you know?
And the postman brought it, just the same.
What do you know?
Well, folks, that's the end of Act 1. 10-minute intermission.
call your grandma.
I was sitting back here last night.
To make sure she was awake.
Yeah.
I love how cute. I love how they sort of play I'm not here, but there's no point for me to be here. There's nothing to do. Don't fall.
We all get it from our moms.
Mr. Ryan.
Look at that.
Okay.
Right now, we're making sure you
All I did was paint. That's not bad. No, I only
You're in the credits.
I know. All I did was paint. That's all I wanted. I'm in the credits, but all I did was paint. And I'm horrible at painting.
All I did was press play.
Breathing is not that. I came on Saturday, how cool I was. Like, all the time. I know that they don't need me for anything. It's going to be coming. True. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go say hi. I'm gonna go say hi.
rock. Thank you. I got it. No, not everyone in your room.
Congratulations on getting a person to play.
I was like, actually, I tried.
Just like, can we do it like one time and that's it?
You did not. I am. Right, when I heard we were doing it, I was like, are you so much fun. What time is the year? Right. It makes sense for the year. Yeah, is this his acting debut? Have you ever acted before? Yeah, no, this is like this. Oh my god. Down the line. Go. You're by yourself out there. I was gonna say, no cues. Here. I'm like, no cues, no chance to mess up. Sorry, it's sink or swim. Yeah. Well, we get to do cabaret. Bunch of musical stuff, which is a lot of fun though. There you go,
3 years have gone by. The sun's come up over 1,000 times. Winters and summers have cracked the mountain a bit, and the rain has brought down some of the dirt. When babies that weren't even born before are now starting to speak full sentences, and folks that once thought they were young and spry now can't bound up a set of steps without their heart fluttering a bit. All that can happen in 1,000 days. Nature's been pushing and contriving some too. A number of our young folks have fallen in love and gotten married. Mountain's been cracked a fraction of an inch. 1,000,000 gallons of water have gone over the mill. A few houses have been put up underneath some roofs. Seems everybody in the world gets married. Grover's Corners ain't no exception. First act was called A Day in the Life. This act is called Love and Marriage. Got another one after that. I reckon you can figure out what that one's about. Well, it's just after commencement. July 7th, 1904. It's when our young folks figure on getting married. See, it seems that once they've taken their final examinations in Cicero's oration and solid geometry, they figure they're fit to be married. Well, it's just before dawn, only this time it's been raining. It's been pouring. Mrs. Gibbs' garden, Mrs. Webb's garden, drenched. Pea vines, bean poles, drenched. Why, yesterday on Main Street, the rain was coming down like curtains. Looks like it could start again any minute. It's 5:45 for Boston. Comes Mrs. Webb and Mrs. Gibbs coming down to make breakfast like it's any normal morning. Now, I don't have to tell you ladies in the audience about the fact that these women before you have made 3 meals a day. One for 20 years and the other for 40. Never vacation. They've each raised 2 children apiece, washed and cleaned house, and never nervous breakdown. It's like one of them Midwestern poets said. You gotta have life to love life, and you gotta love life to have life. It's what they call one of those vicious circles.
Yeah.
Well, here comes Howie Newsom delivering the milk, and there's Cy Crow delivering the paper like his brother before.
Morning, Howard. Morning, son. Anything in the paper cloud now?
Nothing much. Except losing one of the best baseball pitcher Grover Corners ever had. George Gibbs.
Reckon he is.
He could hit it from on bases too.
Yeah, a mighty fine ball player. Whoa, Bessie, I can stop and talk if I mind to.
I don't see how we can give up a thing like that. Just to get married. Would you, Howard?
Can't tell, Si. Never had no talent that way. You're up early, Bill.
Oh, just snipped the speed that could do it. It's been a flood. River's been rising all night.
Si Crow's all worked up here about George Gibbs returning for baseball.
Yes, sir. See, that's how it goes. You see, against back in '84, we had a ball like even George Gibbs couldn't touch. He just named was a hate top. That's what it was. The mighty fine ball player. Moved on to Maine, became a great parson. Say, Howie, how's the weather look to you?
Well, it ain't bad. I think maybe it'll clear for good.
Morning, Howard.
Morning, Mrs. Gibbs. It rained so heavy, I think maybe it'll clear up.
Certainly hope it will.
Now, how much did you want today?
Oh, I'm having a house full of relations, so I'll need 3 milk and 2 of cream.
2 cream. My wife needs to tell you, as we both hope they'll be very happy, Mrs. Gibbs. I know they will.
Thank you very much, Howie. Tell your wife we hope she gets there to the wedding.
Yes, she'll be there. She'll be there if she can. Morning, Mrs. Webb.
Good morning, Mr. Newsom. I know I told you 4 quarts of milk, but I hope you can spare me another.
Yes, sir. And here's your 2 cream.
Will it start raining again, Mr. Newsom?
Well, just saying that Mrs. Gibbs helped me lighten up. Mrs. Newsom told me to tell you we both hope that you're very happy, Mrs. Webb. I know that it will.
Thank you. And thank Mrs. Newsom. And we're counting on seeing you at the wedding.
Yes, Mrs. Webb. We both hope to get there. Couldn't miss that. Come on, Bessie.
Well, Ma, your day's come. You're losing one of your chicks.
Frank, Gibbs, don't you start that. I feel like crying every minute. Sit down, drink your coffee.
The groom's up shaving himself, only there ain't an awful lot to shave. But Sven's thinking like he's glad to leave us. He even says I do the mirror, but it don't sound convincing to me.
I declare, Frank, I don't know how we'll get along. Seems to me I'm washing out his clothes and he's put warm things on. They're too young, Frank. Emily won't think of such things. He'll catch his death of cold within a week.
I was remembering my wedding morning, Julia.
Don't you start with that.
I was a scared young fellow in the state of New Hampshire. I thought I'd made a mistake for sure. But then I saw you coming down that aisle and I thought you were the prettiest girl I'd ever seen. Only trouble was, I'd never seen you before. There I was in the Congregational Church being a total stranger.
And how do you think I felt? Frank, weddings are perfectly awful things. Farces, that's what they are. Here, I made you something.
Why, Julia Hersey, French toast.
Oh, well, it isn't very hard to make it. I made you something.
How'd you sleep last night, Julia?
Oh, well, I heard a lot of the hours struck off.
Yes, I get a shock of it every time I think of George Gibbs setting out to be a family man. That great gangling thing. You know, Julia, there's nothing so terrifying as a son. The relationship between father and son is the awkwardest, darnest...
Well, mother and daughters don't make things, let me tell you.
They'll have their troubles, I suppose. Everybody has right to their own problems.
Yes. People are meant to go through life 2 by 2. It is natural to be lonesome.
Julia, do you know one of the things I was most scared of when I married you?
Go along with you.
I was afraid we wouldn't have conversation more than last us a few weeks. I was afraid we'd eat our meals in silence. That's a fact. But here we are now, 20 years later, without any noticeable bearing spells.
Oh, well, good weather, bad weather. I'll always find something to say. You hear Rebecca stirring around upstairs?
No. Only days later she hasn't been managing everybody's business up there. She's in her room. I got the impression that she's crying.
Lord's sakes, this has got to stop! Rebecca, come downstairs and get your breakfast.
Good morning, everybody. Only 5 more hours to live.
George Gibbs, where do you think you're going?
Just across the grass to go see my girl.
It's raining torrents out there. You put your overshoes on.
Ma, it's just a step.
George, do as your mother tells you.
From tomorrow on, you can kill yourself in all weathers. While you're in my house, you'll live wisely, thank you. Maybe Mrs. Webb isn't used to callers at 7 in the morning. George, take a cup of coffee first.
Be back in a minute.
Good morning, Mother Webb.
Oh, goodness! George, you frightened me. Now, you can come in a minute out of a web, but you know I can't ask you in.
Why not?
George, you know as well as I do, the groom can't see his bride on the day of the wedding. Not until he sees her in the church.
Oh, Mrs. Webb, that's just a superstition. Oh, good morning, Mr. Webb.
Morning, Josh.
Mr. Webb, you don't believe in that superstition, do you?
Well, a lot of common sense in some superstition shows.
Millions have followed him, George. You don't want to be the first to fly in the face of custom.
How is Emily?
She hasn't waked up yet. Haven't heard a sound out of her.
Emily's asleep.
Well, no wonder. We were up till all hours, sewing and packing. Tell you what I'll do. You sit down here a minute with Mr. Webb and drink this cup of coffee. I'll go upstairs and see that she doesn't come down and surprise you.
There's some bacon too, but don't be long about it.
Well, George, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, just fine, Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb, what sense could there be in a superstition like that?
Well, you see, on a wedding morning, girls had to be full of clothes and one thing. Don't you think that's probably it?
Yes, I never thought about that, I guess.
Girls had to be mighty nervous on wedding day, George.
I wish a fellow could get married without all that marching up and down.
Every man that's ever lived decided about it that way, George. But it ain't been no use. It's the women folk that puts up weddings, my boy. We've had it all their own for quite a while now. Man seems pretty small to women, George. All those women sitting shoulder to shoulder. Make sure they're not tied in a big public way.
But you believe in it, don't you, Mr. Webb?
Oh, yes, yes. I know some saving people. Marriage is a wonderful thing, don't you? Yeah.
No, sir. Mr. Webb, how old were you when you got married?
Well, you see, I'd been to college and I'd taken a little time to settle. Oh, Mrs. Webb, she wasn't much older than what Ellen is now. Oh, age hasn't much to do with the George. It is compared with other things.
What were you going to say, Mr. Webb?
I don't know. Was you going to say something? George, I was thinking of the night, some advice my father gave me when I got married. Charles, he said, the first thing to do when you get married is to give an order, even if it don't make sense, just so your wife will learn to obey. He said that if anything about your wife irritates you, conversation or anything, just get up and leave the house. That made it clear. He said, no. He said to never let your wife know how much money you have. Never.
Well, Mr. Webb, I don't think I could ever
So I took the opposite of my father's advice, and I've been happy ever since. No, let that be a lesson to you, George, to never ask advice on personal matters. George, are you going to raise chickens on your farm?
What?
Are you going to raise chickens on your farm?
Oh, well, Uncle Luke's never been much interested, but I thought about...
He came into my office the other day, George, and the father said, we're raising chickens. I want you to meet it. I'm thinking of starting in a small way, but putting an incubator in the center.
Charles, are you talking about that old incubator again? I thought you two would be talking about things worthwhile.
Well, Merle, if you want to give the boys a bit of advice, go upstairs and leave me alone with them.
George, Emily's got to come downstairs and eat her breakfast. She sent her love, but she does not want to lay eyes on you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, Merle, I guess you don't know about that older superstition.
What's that, Charles?
Since the caveman no bride goes to see his father-in-law in the morning of the wedding. No one near it. Now I remember that.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Webb. Now, I got to interrupt here again, because I am awful interested in that plan, that wedding, that plan to spend a lifetime together. Awful interested in that. You know, you're 20, 21, you make some decisions, then which, bang! You're 70 years old. You've been a lawyer for 50 years. And that white-haired lady across from you has ate over 50,000 meals with you. Awful interested in that. Well, George and Emily are going to come out and show you the conversation they had when they first, what do folks say, knew they were meant for each other. But before we do that, I'd like you to remember, kind of go back, remember when it was when you were young. You were young and first in love. You remember how it was. It was like you were sleepwalking. And you weren't sure about what street you were on. And couldn't necessarily understand everything that everyone was saying to you. You know, you were crazy. Well, school children, they'll be coming down Main Street in a few minutes. Something that you'll be interested to know. George, well, he's been elected president of the junior class. And since it's June, He is going to be president all next year of the senior class. And Emily, well, she has been elected secretary and treasurer. I don't have to tell you how important that is. Well, here they come.
Oh, can't you come tonight, you lad? Oh, isn't necessarily the worst thing? Oh, goodbye, Helen, my friend.
Emily, can I carry your books home for you?
Thank you. It isn't hard.
Sorry, excuse me. Say, Bob, if I'm late to practice, start anyways. And give her some long high ones.
Goodbye, Lizzie.
Goodbye, Lizzie. I'm awfully glad you were elected too, Emily.
Thank you.
Emily, why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
You've been treating me so funny lately.
Well, since you asked, I might as well say it right afterwards. Oh, goodbye, Miss Corcoran.
Oh, goodbye, Miss Corcoran. Emily, what is it?
I don't like the whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and change them.
A change? What do you mean?
Well, up until a year ago, I used to like you a whole lot. And I used to watch you as you did everything. Because we've been friends so long. And then you began spending all of your time at baseball. And you never stopped to talk to anybody anymore. Not even your own family did. And Jordan, it's a fact, you got awful conceited and stuck up, and all the girls say so. They may not say it to your face, but that's what they've been saying behind your back. It hurts me to hear them say it, but I've got to agree with them a little. Now, I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but I can't be sorry that I said it.
I'm glad you said it, Emily. I never realized such a thing was happening. I guess it's hard for a fellow not to have faults creep into his character.
I always expect a man to be perfect, and I think he should be.
I don't think it's possible to be perfect, Emily.
Well, my father is, and as far as I can see, your father is. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be perfect too.
Well, I believe it's the other way around. That men aren't created perfect, but girls are.
Well, you might as well know right now that I'm not perfect. It's not as easy for a girl to be as perfect as a man because girls are nervous. I'm sorry I said all that about you. I don't know what did you say.
Emily,
I can see that. It isn't the truth at all. I suddenly feel that it isn't important anymore.
Emily, would you like an ice cream or something? Oh, hello, Stu. How are you? Good afternoon, Mrs. Slocum.
Why, hello, George. Hello, Emily. What? Emily Webb, what have you been crying about, girl?
She got an awful scare, Mr. Morgan. She almost got run over by that hardware store wagon. Everyone says that Tom Huckins drives like a crazy man.
Oh. Well, you look shook. Let me get you a glass of water. You know, here you go, have a drink with you. You know, you gotta watch both ways before you cross Main Street anymore. Gets worse every year. What will you have then?
I'll have this strawberry phosphate. Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Have an ice cream soda with me. 2 strawberry ice cream sodas, Mr. Morgan.
2 strawberry ice cream sodas is coming right up. Oh, I tell you. You know, there's 125 horses in Grover's Corners as I'm talking to you right now. The state inspector was here the other day. He said they're bringing those automobiles around. You know, I think from now on, you just ought to stay home. I mean, I just don't understand it. Well, I remember when a dog can lay in the middle of Main Street and not a soul would bother him for the entire day. Well, here's your sauces. Enjoy them. Oh, Mrs. Ellis, what did I get you, girl?
So expensive.
Oh no, Emily, don't you think of that? We're celebrating our election. And do you know what else I'm celebrating?
No?
I'm celebrating because I've got a friend who tells me all the things that ought to be told to me.
George, please don't think of that. I don't know why I said it. It's not true.
No, you stick to it. But you'll see, I'm going to change. You bet I'm going to change. And Emily, could I ask you a favor? If I do go away to see agriculture college next year, would you write me a letter once in a while?
I certainly will, George. It certainly seems to be in the way 3 years to get out of touch with things. Maybe letters from Grover's Corners wouldn't be so interesting after a while. Grover's Corners isn't a very important place when you think of all New Hampshire. I think it's a very nice town.
The day wouldn't come when I wouldn't want to know everything that goes on in this town. I know that's true, Emily.
Well, I'll try to make my letters interesting.
You know, Emily, whenever I meet a farmer, I ask him if it's important to go to agriculture school to be a good farmer.
George.
Yeah, and some of them say it's even a waste of time. You can get all those things out of the pamphlets the government sends out anyways. And Uncle Luke's getting old. He's about ready for me to start taking over tomorrow if I could.
My!
And like you said, being gone all that time in other places and meeting other people. Gosh, if anything like that can happen, I don't want to go away. I guess new people aren't any better than old ones. I bet they almost never are. I feel that you're as good a friend as I've got. I don't need to go and meet people in other towns.
But George, maybe it's very important for you to go and learn all that about cattle judging, soils and all that. Of course, I don't know.
Emily, I'm going to make up my mind right now. I won't go. I'll tell Pa about it tonight.
Why, George, I don't see why you have to decide right now. It's a whole year away.
No, Emily, what you said was right about that fault in my character. But there was one thing wrong about it. You said that for a whole year I wasn't noticing people and you, for instance. You said you were watching me all the time when I did things. I was doing the same about you. Sure. I always thought about you as one of the chief people I always thought about. I made sure where you were sitting on the bleachers and who you were with. For the past 3 days now, I've been trying to walk home with you, but something's always gotten in the way. Yesterday, I was standing against the wall waiting to walk you home, but you won't tell me Miss Corcoran.
Oh, my George, life's awful funny. How could I know that?
I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to state agriculture school. I think that once you find the person that you're fond of, and I mean someone who's fond of you too, and likes you enough to be interested in your character, that's just as important as college is. Even more so. That's what I think.
I think it's awfully important too.
Emily,
Yes, George?
if I do improve and make a big change, would you be? I mean, could you be?
I am now. I've always been.
Well, this is an interesting talk we've been having.
Yes.
Wait just a minute and I'll walk you home. Mr. Morgan, I'll have to go home and get you the money to pay you for this.
George, you mean to tell me?
Yes, Mr. Morgan, but I have reasons. Here's my gold watch to keep until I come back.
Keep your gold watch, son. Keep it.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
George, I'll trust you for 10 years, but not a day longer. Emily, are you over your shook, girl?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Morgan. It was much.
I'm ready. Let's get ready for a wedding. You know, there's a lot of things that go on in a wedding. There's a lot of thoughts that go into a wedding. We can't get those all in possibly into one wedding, especially not one in Grover's Corners where they're awful plain and simple. In this wedding, I get to play the minister. So that gives me the opportunity to say a few things. Now, the play gets a bit serious for a while. See, churches say that marriage is a sacrament. Not sure I know what that is. Guess I can figure it out, though. It's like Mrs. Gibbs said a few minutes ago. Everyone was made to live together. Well, this is a good wedding. Good folks in it. But sometimes they're so put together that they sometimes get some confusing thoughts down deep in their mind. We thought we'd put that in this play. Now, the real hero isn't even on stage in this scene. We all know who that is. It's like one of those foreign fellas said, every child born is nature's attempt at making a perfect human being. Well, nature's been pushing and contriving for a while now. We all know that nature's interested in quantity, but I think she's interested in quality too. That's why I'm in the ministry. And let's not forget the witnesses at a wedding. The ancestors. Millions of them. All meaning to be together as well, 2 by 2. Well, that's all for my sermon. It wasn't very long.
Why on earth I should be crying. I suppose there's nothing to cry about. It came over me at breakfast. There was Emily, eating her breakfast, as she's done for 17 years. And now she's going off to eat it in someone else's house. I suppose that's it. And Emily, she put her head down on the table, said she couldn't eat another mouthful, and then she started crying. No, I've got to say it. There's something downright cruel about sending our girls into marriage this way. I hope some of her girlfriends have told her a thing or two. I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I went into it blind as a bat myself. The whole world's wrong. That's what's the matter. There they come.
Here, Georgie!
Look at me, scared again.
Don't look so innocent, Georgie!
All right, that's enough of that. We used to have that a lot. The wedding in the old days, then Rome and later. We're civilized now, so they tell me.
George, what's the matter?
Ma, I don't want to grow old. Why is everybody pushing me so?
George, you wanted it.
No, Ma, listen to me.
No, George, you're a man now.
No, Ma, for the last time, all I ask, all I want you to do is be a fellow.
George! Everyone should hear you. Stop it. I'm ashamed of you.
What? Wait, where's Emily?
Oh, George, you gave me such a turn.
Oh, cheer up, Ma. I'm getting
Let
married.
me catch my breath a minute.
Now, Ma, you save Thursday nights. Emily and I are coming over every Thursday night for dinner. Go sleep. Come on. You've got to be ready for this.
I never felt so alone in my whole life. George over there, he's so... I hate him. I wish I were dead. Papa, Papa. Oh, Papa, I want to get married. Why can't I stay for a while, just as I am? Let's go.
Now stop and think a minute, will you?
Don't you remember that you used to say, all the time you used to say, all the time, that I was your girl? There must be lots of places we can go to. I could work for you, or I could keep house.
You mustn't think of such things. You just knows. George, you come here a minute. Why, Emily, you're married the best farm Joseph Farm. George, I'm giving you my daughter. Can you take care of it?
I want to, Mr. Webb. I want to try. Emily, I'm going to do my best. I love you, Emily. I need you.
Well, if you love me, then help me. All I want is someone to love me.
I will, Emily. Emily, I'll try.
I mean forever. You hear? Forever and ever.
Come, the way it goes. Everything's going to be all right.
George, do you take this woman, Emily, to be your
Perfectly lovely
wife?
wedding. The loveliest wedding I've ever seen. Oh, I do love her wedding. Don't you? Doesn't she make a lovely bride?
I do. Emily, do you take this man, George, to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Don't know when I've been to such a lovely wedding. But I always forgot. I don't know why. I always, I just like to see people happy. Don't you? No, I just think it's lovely.
I've married over 200 couples in one day. Do I believe in it? I don't know. End Mary's end. Millions of them. The go-karts, the cottage, Sunday afternoon drives in the Ford. The first rheumatism, the grandchildren. The second rheumatism, once in 1,000 times. It's interesting. Well, let's have Mendelssohn's Wedding March.
Don't they make a lovely couple? Oh, I've never been to such a lovely wedding. I'm sure they'll be happy. I always say, happiness. That's the great thing. Even though things
Tried, not straight, of course, but he tried.
Well, that's all for Act 2, folks. 10-minute intermission.
Yeah, exactly. I was We like knew each other in school, but never really talked. And then she worked at the coffee shop, so she would be stuck there beside I was like, yo, like that's my new high Like I'm in high school, I'm like, well, this is within that 2 years. He's like, because he was his girl, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm like really in the back of my head. It does not happen. It doesn't. Especially Jake gave me the computer from. It's nice because now I don't have to look hard. I don't need to worry about it. You know, I've been working with someone walking. You know. These are a 9 and I usually wear like a 1.
Years have gone by, friends. Summer, 1913. Gradual changes in Grover's Corners. Horses have gotten rarer. Farmers come to town in their Fords. And folks have started locking their doors at night. Ain't none of them been burgled, but they've heard about it. Right here, this is an important place here at Grover's Corners. Up on a hill, high windy hill, a lot of sun, a lot of clouds, a lot of stars. Why, on a clear day, you can see ranges of hills. Awful blue they are, up there by Lake Sunapee and Lake Winnipesaukee. And if you've got a looking glass, you can see the White Mountains in Mount Washington, where Conway and North Conway are. And then if you look a little further, there's our mountain, Mount Monadocks, where towns are Jaffe and East Jaffe, Dublin, and Peterborough. And if you look way down there, you can see Grover's Corners. Mighty beautiful up here, with the Mount Laurel and lilacs. And figured out why anybody would want to be buried in places like Woodlawn or Brooklyn. And they could come up here and spend their time in New Hampshire. Well, over there, Stones read 1670, 1680. Strong-minded people looking for independence. In summers, folks come up here to look at the headstones and laugh at the funny things on them. Guess it don't hurt anything. Genealogists come up here too, from Boston. Get paid by city folks to determine whether or not their ancestors are from the Mayflower or the daughters of the American Revolution. Guess that don't hurt anything either. You know, anytime you hear the human race, though, there's a whole lot of nonsense that goes on. Over there, Civil War stones. Iron flags on them. New Hampshire boys. Figured the Union ought to be preserved, even though they ain't seen but 50 miles of it themselves. The United States of America, friends. The United States of America. And they went about it and died. Right here, new part of the cemetery. There's your friend, Mrs. Gibbs. And there's Mr. Stimson, organist over at the Congregational Church. This is Soames. You remember how she loved the wedding so? And a lot of other folks you recognize. Here's Editor Webb's boy, Wallace. Appendix burst on a Boy Scout trip to Crawford's Notch. Well, a whole lot of sorrow got quieted down coming up this hill. A lot of people wild with grief brought their relatives up here. We're all happy that they've got a beautiful place to be, and we're going to come up here when our fit's done. But there's something that we all know, but we don't take it out and look at it very often. There's something eternal. And it ain't names, and it ain't houses, and it ain't the earth, and it ain't even the stars. We all know deep in our bones that there's something eternal. The finest people ever lived have been trying to tell us that for 5,000 years. Yet you'd be surprised how soon folks lose hope. We all know that there's something eternal in every human being. Well, I don't have to tell you that the dead don't stay interested in the living for very long. Gradually, they lose hold of the earth and their ambitions and the pleasures they had and the suffering they've done and the people they love. They come up here, get weaned away from the earth. That's the way I call it. Weaned away. Till that earth part of them burns away, burns out. Then they kind of lose interest in Grover's Corners. But they're waiting for something here. They're waiting for something important. Something great. Aren't they waiting for that eternal to come out of them, break free? Now, some of the things they say may hurt your feelings. That's the way it is. Mother and daughter, husband and wife, enemy and enemy, money and miser. Seems that all those things we thought important kind of pale away up here. Then, what do you do when you've lost your memory and your identity, Mrs. Smith? Well, there's some living folks. There's Joe Stoddard, our undertaker, supervising a new-made grave. There's a Grover's Corner girl coming and left town to go out west.
Good afternoon, Joe Stoddard.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see now. What are you?
I'm Samantha Craig.
Gracious sakes alive. Of all people. I should have known you'd be back for the funeral. You've been away a long time, Samantha.
Yes, I've been away 12 years. I'm a nursing out Buffalo now, Joe, but I was in the East when I got the news of my cousin's death, so I thought I'd combine things a little and come see the old home. You look well.
Yes, yes. Can't complain. Very sad. Our journey today. Samantha.
Yes.
Yes, yes. I always say I need to supervise when the young person is taken. They'll be here in a few minutes now. I have come here today. My son supervising at the home.
Old Farmer McCarty. I used to do chores for him after school. He had the little baby.
Yes, we bought Farmer McCarty a number of years ago now.
This is my Aunt Julia. I haven't forgotten. Of course. Of course.
Yes. Dog Gibbs lost his wife 2-3 years ago. About this time. Today's another pretty bad blow for him too.
That's my sister Carrie's girl. Samantha. Samantha Craig.
I'm always uncomfortable when they're around.
Do they choose their verses much, Joe?
No, not usual. Mostly the bereaved behaviors.
Doesn't sound like Aunt Julia. There aren't any of them Hersey sisters left now either. Let me see. Ellen lived with my father and mother?
Over there with the Craigs, Adam.
He was the organist of church, wasn't he? Drank a lot, we used to say.
Nobody was supposed to know about it. See, in fact, of trouble. Took his own life, you know.
What did he?
Hung himself in the attic. They tried to hush it up, but course. They got it right on me. Chose his own epic now. You can see it there. It ain't a verse exactly.
Or it's just a note of music. What is it?
Oh, I'll just know. It was wrote up in the Boston papers at the time.
Joe, what is she doing?
Who?
My cousin.
Oh, didn't you know? Had some trouble bringing a baby into the world. Well, as you're saying, though. There's a little boy. 4 years old.
There's going to be over there?
Yes. There ain't much more room over here, so they're opening up a whole new gift section over by Avenue B. Yo, excuse me now. See that coming.
Who is it?
My daughter-in-law. Emily Webb.
Oh, I declare. The road must have been all muddy on the way up here. What she died of, Julia?
Childbirth.
Childbirth. Forgot all about that. My, wasn't life awful? And wonderful.
Wonderful, was it?
Simon. I remember.
I remember Emily's wedding. Wasn't it a lovely wedding? And I remember her reading the class poem at graduation exercises. Emily was one of the brightest girls that graduated high school. Berkeley School, he says, time after time. I hold him under the farm just before I died. Perfectly beautiful farm.
It's not the same road we lived on.
Yeah. Right smart car.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, Miss Gibbs.
Hello, Mother Gibbs. It's raining.
Yes. They'll be gone soon, dear. Just rest yourself.
It seems thousands and thousands of years since I remember. I wish I'd been for a long time. I don't like being new here. How do you do, Mr. Smith?
How do you do?
Mother Gibbs, George and I have made that farm just the best place you ever saw. We thought of you all the time. We wanted to show you the new barn and the great long cement drink we found for the stock. We bought that out of the money.
I did?
Don't you remember, Mother Gibbs? The legacy you left us? It was over $350.
Yes. Yes, Emily.
There's a patent device on the drinking fountain so that it's never overflows, Mother Gibbs. And it never seems to blow a certain mark they have there. It's fine. We've all been saying to George, fountain. But it's a little bit long. Live people don't understand, do they?
No, dear. Not very much.
They're sort of shut up in little boxes, aren't they? They list about I knew them last 1,000 years ago. My boy is spending the day at Mr. Carter's. Mrs. Carter, my boy is spending the day at your house. Oh, yes, he loves it there. We have a Ford too, Mother Gibbs. Never gives any trouble. I don't drive, though. Mother Gibbs, when does this feeling go away? Of being one of them? How long does it...
Dear, just wait. Be patient.
They're finished. Look, Father Gibbs is bringing some of my flowers to you. Looks just like George, doesn't he? I never realized before how troubled and how in the dark live persons are. Look at him. I love him so. From morning till night, that's all they are. Trouble.
A little cooler than it was. Yes, that rain's cooled it off a little.
Those northeast winds always do the same thing, don't they?
If it isn't a rain, it's a 3-day blow.
Mother Gibbs, one can go back. One can go back there again. Into living. I feel it. I know it. Just then for a moment, I was thinking about the farm. For a moment, I was there. And my baby was on my lap, plain as day.
Yes, of course you can.
I can go live all those days over again. Why not?
All I can say is, Emily, don't.
But it's true, isn't it? I can go and live back there again.
Some have tried, but they soon come back.
Don't do it, Emily.
Emily, don't. It's not what you think it'd be. I won't live over a sad day. I'll choose a happy one. I'll choose the day that I first knew I loved George. Why should that be painful?
Not only do you live it, but you watch yourself living it.
Yes.
Not only do you watch yourself living it, but you know what they down there don't. You know the future. You know what's going to happen.
Is that painful? Why?
That's not the only reason you shouldn't do it, Emily. When you've been here longer, you'll see that our life here is to forget all that and think only of what's ahead. To be ready for what's ahead. When you've been here longer, I'm sure you'll understand.
But Mother Gibbs, how can I ever forget that life? It's all I know. It's all I have.
Oh, Emily, it isn't wise. Really, it isn't.
It's a thing I must know for myself. I'll choose a happy day anyways.
No. At least choose an unimportant day. Choose the least important day of your life. It will be important enough.
And it can't be since I was married, or since the baby was born. I can choose a birthday at least, can't I? I'll choose my 12th birthday.
All right. February 11th, 1899. It's a Tuesday. Any particular time?
I want the whole day.
All right. We'll begin at dawn. You remember, it had been snowing for a few days. It stopped overnight. They'd just begun clearing the roads. Sun's coming up.
Oh, there's Main Street, and there's Mr. Morgan's drugstore. There's the livery stable.
Yep. It's 1899. 14 years ago.
That's the town and his little grill. There's the old white fence that used to be around our house. I've forgotten that. I love it so. Are they inside?
Yep. Your mother will be down in a minute to cook breakfast. And your father, he had been away for a few days. He's coming back on the early morning train. He had been out to his alma mater in western New York, Clinton.
There's Howie Newsom. There's our policeman.
Bessie! Morning,
It's terrible on the humble, Mrs. Webb.
Think of it, keep yourself wrapped up.
Mama, I can't find my blue hair ribbon anywhere.
Just open your eyes, dear, that's all. I laid it out for you special on the dresser there. If it were a snake, it would bite you.
Morning, Bill.
Morning, Mr. Webb. You're up early.
Yes, just back in old college in New York State. Been in any trouble?
Well, I was caught up this morning rescuing a Polish fella. Darn near frozen as he was.
Must get in the paper.
What's what much?
Good morning, Mother.
How'd it go, Charles?
Oh, fine, I guess. Told me a few things. Anything had while I was away?
Can't think of anything that's happened special. Been right cold. Howie Newsom says it's 10 below over by his barn.
Colder than that, Hamilton College. Students here's the fall. It ain't Christian. Any mistakes in the paper?
None that I noticed. Coffee's ready when you want it. Charles, don't forget it's Emily's birthday. Did you remember to get her something?
Yes, I got something right here. Where's my girl? Where's my
Shh! No, don't interrupt her now, Charles. You can see her at breakfast. She's slow enough as it is. Hurry up, children. I don't want to have to call you again.
I can't bear it. You're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all, everything. Can't look at everything pretty. Can I go in? Good morning, Mama.
Well now, dear, very happy birthday to my girl and many happy returns. Here's some surprises waiting for you on the kitchen table.
Oh, Mama, you shouldn't have.
But birthday or no birthday, I want you to eat your breakfast good and slow. I want you to grow up to be a good, strong girl. That and the blue paper is from your Aunt Carrie. And I reckon you can guess who bought the postcard album. Found it on the doorstep whenever I brought in the milk. George Gibbs. Must have come over in the cold pretty early. Right nice of him.
George. I'd forgotten.
Chew that bacon good and slow. It'll help you keep warm on a cold day.
Mom, look at me 1 minute as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. Your grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs. Ollie's dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip to North Carolina. We felt just terrible about it. Don't you remember? But Mama, for a moment now, we're all together. Just for a moment. We're happy. Let's look at them.
That and the yellow paper is something I found in the attic on your grandmother's things. You're old enough to wear it now. And I thought you'd like it.
Mama, this is from you. It's beautiful. It's just what I want. It's lovely.
Well, I hope you like it. Your Aunt Laura couldn't find one like it in Concord, so I had to send it all the way to Boston for it. Wally has a surprise for you, too. He made it in manual training class, and he's very proud of it. Make sure you make a big fuss about it. Your father has a surprise for you, too. Not sure what it is myself. Oh, here he comes.
Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
Can't go on. It goes so fast. We don't have time to look at one another. Didn't realize. So, all that was going on. We never even noticed. Take me back. Grover's Corners, Mama and Papa. The clock's ticking. And Mama's eyes. And food. And coffee. And new iron dresses. And hot baths. And sleep. And waking up. Oh, Earth. You are too wonderful for anybody to realize you. Do human beings ever realize life while they live? Every minute.
No. Saints and poets maybe.
I'm ready to go back.
Are you happy?
No. I should have listened to you. That's all human beings are. Just blind people.
Look. It's clear enough. Stars are coming out.
Mr. Stimson, I should have listened to them.
Yes. Well, now you know. Now you know what it was to be alive. To move about in a cloud of ignorance. To trample up and down on the feelings of those about you. To spend and waste your time as though you had a million years. To be always at the mercy of one self-centered passion or another. That's the happy existence that you want to go back to. Ignorance and blindness.
Simon Stimson. That isn't the whole truth. You know it. What's that star, Liz? I forget his name.
My boy Joe was a sailor. Real long. He used to set up torch evenings and tell all by name. Star is my fine company.
Yes, it is.
That's funny. It ain't no time for one of them to be here. Goodness sakes.
Mike, it's George.
Dear, just rest yourself. It's George.
And my boy Joel who knew the stars, he used to say it took millions of years for that speck of light to get to Earth. Don't think everybody could believe it, but that's what he used to say. Millions of years.
Goodness. Now that ain't no way to behave.
He ought to be home. The Gibbs.
Yes,
They don't understand. Do they?
no, dear. They don't understand.
Most everyone's asleep in Grover's Corners. Few lights in town. Down at the train depot, Shorty Hawkins is watching the train to Albany go by. Down at the livery stable, few folks have stayed up to talk. It's clear enough. Stars are out doing their crisscross patterns. Scholars haven't figured exactly yet, but they don't believe there's any life going on up there. Just chalk and fire. This one here, it's been straining. It's been straining so much trying to make something of itself. Well, it strains so much that every 16 hours, folks got to lay down and take a rest. Well, 11 o'clock in Grover's Corners. You folks go take a rest now too. Good night.